There's many different points of interest in the Simpsons Fortnite map. Today we're going to be taking a look at an area that I haven't really seen a lot of people drop at, but it's one that does contain a few references. Initially, in the pre-release of this mini-season, this area was called Mayor's Munchies, but it was changed upon release to Corruption Corners. It can be found in the southeast corner of the map, and it's one of the smaller areas, but it does contain a lot of generic buildings. It's also the place where you can find Springfield Town Hall. This is the main building within this location. Also in this location is a Durrr Burger. Inside it's a bit busier than a Krusty Burger. There's more items on the tables. There's more tables overall, however the cups, packaging and menu on the wall is very plain and you can't really see any details such as pricing or logos except for the large Durrr Burger logo, in comparison to what you can see in the Krusty Burgers in, let's say, Springfield Town Square. Jumping over the counter, you'll have access to the kitchens and some of the back rooms, which also lead to outside of the restaurant. There is an upstairs, but it mainly contains some quite generic storage rooms. Across the road from the Durrr Burger and you have this gardening shop with lawnmowers and rakes in its interior. There's some rakes on the floor, so if you do want to get the gag for stepping on a rake, you can also do it in this location. The blue buildings next door are connected to each other through a fenced off backyard, with their back doors leading to this smaller area. From the outside, it looks like one of the buildings is a single story and the other building is a two-story. The single story building on the right hand side as we're looking at it is a fine china shop. There isn't really much in here for you to loot, but there is the odd chest and ammo box. The building next door is more of a cafe, and while it does look like it's two stories, if we go above the canopy and through the windows, you can actually see that it's just a single story. It's just got a very high ceiling. The cafe, like the building next door, is quite generic. It does contain two small slurp barrels, chest and ammo boxes, but other than that, there isn't really much here. You could climb on the canopy though outside and use that to get onto the roof. To the left of this cafe is a small outside seating area. It is worth checking, there's a couple of chests on the tables, but do be careful because this particular spot, even though it's in the corner of this P.O.I, it's quite open. There's a hill nearby, and if anybody is on that hill, they have quite a good view of the entire location, so it's just something to be aware of. Another building is this generic clothing store. It's very similar to the one seen in Springfield Town Square, however it contains more clothing racks. Like a lot of the buildings, the loot inside is quite minimal. The clothing store does have a back entrance. There's also a large box around the back of the building that you can use to climb up onto the roof. In the small parking area at the front of the buildings that we've just talked about is the Reboot van for this location. If you're on the hill or any of the rooftops, the Reboot van will be in your sightlines. It's a very exposed Reboot van, so if you are using it, just make sure there's absolutely nobody around. The building to the right hand side of the town hall is a laundrette. It's a recurring theme in this location, but it's quite generic inside. It has minimal loot, however inside of this laundrette there is a poster for KBBL radio. It's a picture of the character Jerry Rude with the slogan "Get Rude in the Morning", advertising his radio show from The Simpsons. Other than that, the laundrette has an office area in the back room, and if we go outside there's a fenced off area all the way around it. There's also a billboard on the roof. To the left of the town hall there's two more buildings. The first one is a little bit of a wine bar. If you go inside you'll see two pool tables, the actual bar area and access to an upstairs mezzanine. Again, there isn't really much here save for a few chests and ammo boxes. But if you were in this building, the best place to be is probably on the mezzanine, as there's only one point of entry to actually get to you, that being the stairs. You'll be able to see people coming up and pick them off before they get to you. Behind the counter of the bar is a small kitchen area, and once you go through the doors, there is another door in the far corner. If you go through this, it will lead you to a fenced off outside area that you can get access to the back of the building behind it. This next building again is very plain. It's surprisingly open inside and it's stylised as a storage unit, with cardboard boxes and racking in its interior. From the outside it does look like the building could be over 2 floors, but again once you go inside it's got quite a high ceiling. I'd say this building isn't ideal for anything. There isn't much cover and it's very open with 3 different access doors. Plus, of course, you can smash the roof and fall into it. Between these 2 buildings there's a dirt track, and if we follow it down you'll end up finding a small building and a jetty. You'll find some fishing rods here, so you can use it to fish for blinky, and also other fish that can give you a boost. So again, it's another gag if you've not got that one already. The building itself is very basic inside, but there is a loot chest. If you do need to escape this area in a hurry, there's zip lines near the rocks, or you can run around the beach area, which will lead back up a hill, but you will be leaving corruption corners. The main building in this P.O.I is Springfield Town Hall, and it's the largest building in this area. There also can be a vehicle parked outside the town hall on the right hand side, if of course somebody hasn't taken it already. If we go through the front door you'll see a reception area to the left. The main logo for the town hall is straight ahead of you. Other than that, it's a pretty open lobby. There are single doors on the left and right wall as you enter. These will lead to office rooms which then connect to long corridors which take you to the back of the building. These rooms are pretty much near identical, the only difference being the room on the left is meant to portray Mayor Quimby's office, as there's pictures of him on the wall. The 2 sets of double doors straight ahead of you as you enter will lead to the main town hall building. Like with most of the buildings in this P.O.I, it has a very high ceiling, but it doesn't have a second floor, even though from the outside it looks like it should do. You might not notice this when you enter. If you turn around there's pictures on the wall of Jedediah Springfield and the Simpsons version of Abraham Lincoln. There's also a chance that you can find the Lisa Simpson NPC inside of the town hall. She can open a rift, you can talk to her, start a lost and found quest, or she can provide you with healing items. If you aggro Lisa, she will attack you with her saxophone. Overall, this location is quite generic. It's also very open. If you're a new player, I wouldn't recommend dropping here, especially if you're playing solo. You might have a better chance though if you're with a team. I would say that this is more of a transitional P.O.I, an area that you would go to if you need to restock ammo or weapons, or just take a breather from combat. So that was a deep dive look at Corruption Corners. What are your thoughts of this P.O.I? Is it somewhere that you've seen people often drop into? Of course, there's other P.O.Is on the map, and there's more videos on the channel that take a further look into them, so if you are interested, stay tuned for more.